it's just another bad day. Dark feelings are back, assaulting your heart with a panic attack. There ain't no shame in feeling depressed. You need to sit down and talk, son, get it off your chest. It's just another bad day.
Of the ANDYSMANCLUB MANCHAT podcast. Excited today to get into a scrap with a pro boxer, a friend of mine, Josh Sandland, and with my co-host
Andy G. Nice to see you all. Thank you for coming along, listening to our podcast.
And we're with Josh Sandland, former pro rugby player and also now pro boxer.
Thanks for having us on, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome, pal.
Mate, it'll have been. We normally take this time to introduce, let you introduce. It's been years since I'll chat to you properly. Give us the people who are going to listen a bit of a background of you and your story.
Well, I were at Wakefield when I was 16. I signed a professional contract with them. Did a full year with them. Didn't really pan out that well. Huddersfield were after me at the time, so I signed at Huddersfield for 2 years. I signed a 2-year contract. Did really well. First year got player of the year, same as what Fairbanks did in prior years, because he's a couple of years older than me. He ran to bigger things. He went into reserve grade, and I went into reserve grade as well with them. Knocking on the door for a first team contract, hopefully, and stuff like that. And coach come in, I don't think they liked me, and I were gone. That were it. Just over in the drop of an hat. All my dreams and everything that I'd worked hard for. Obviously, you know yourself how hard it is to get your foot in the door. And I was told everything when I signed at Huddersfield. You know, we're really looking. We want you to build a team around you, and they're giving you all this. And they'll do it to young kids now. They'll build them up. I had no trade or anything like that, which I do now. Nothing behind me. So when I got sacked, I actually got sacked by Huddersfield. They actually terminated my contract. They said I breached my contract. I appealed against it. I had 14 days to appeal. Went into a meeting. I couldn't take my family. I couldn't take a member of my family because they were that mad what had happened. So I took an independent thing with us, and he just couldn't believe what they were saying in the meeting. He said he liked me. He said, "Oh, you're a nice guy," and you know what I mean. He says, "But we don't like your attitude. You know, we're gonna have to let you go." So they let me go. Didn't understand what had happened. They palmed me off to Swinton. I did a 2-week trial at Swinton, and I think is it Steve or Sean McCormack at the time, who Scotland. You'll know obviously more than me. Yeah, I was coming back on a coach from Whitehaven, and it was probably I'd done my 2-week trial, and he just said, "Look, they've brought me in to get rid of you. We've got no money. We can't sign you." Got off coach. My dad picked me up, and that got in car. And I just said, "I've had enough now. I've had enough." I just said, I can't keep doing this to myself. I can't keep doing it to, stuff that I was going through at the time. But I thought I'd try and go to Australia. I thought, luckily, if I had clips of me playing, which is on YouTube still to this day, that had 4 or 5 replies back from Australian clubs. The best one worked out for me were Gold Coast Titans. I went over there. I did 10 months, and it was really hard. They didn't get me a job. They promised they'd get me a job and stuff like that. It got that hard in the end. I was sleeping in my car, and just stuff that I went over there. I had no family or friends. I've got a couple of people who I know out there that didn't want to help me. They just fobbed me off. And people I've known since I was a kid. And I don't really want to mention any names because one of them's a big star now. But I don't hold any grudges. They do what they want. I am that sort of person. If anybody needed help, I'd help them. But yeah, I got no help. And then I think it was the 10, I got to 10 months out there. And I thought I'll give it a go and just get a job and see how I get on. Forget about rugby now. And then my mum got breast cancer. So I flew home on the next flight home, got home, and that was it for rugby for me. And on the way home, I spoke to Michael Elliwell. He's my boxing coach now. He hasn't got a professional license, but obviously he's trained me since I've been an amateur and in the pros still. And he just says, let's have a go. He said, I think you're good enough to go, because obviously you're determined to do everything, you know. And I took it by storm, and it's done really well to far up to this date. But still, like I said to you, Luke, last time I spoke to you, we're in a small town. It's very hard. Businesses, I mean, we're going through a hell of a lot of shit at the moment, aren't we, now with this? And, you know, I'm struggling. Everybody's struggling. Luckily, I'm still working, which is a good thing, because I've got to provide for my kids and family. And I know people say you shouldn't be working, but I haven't got no money or any income to support me. But it's going all right. But it's another setback again for everybody, innit? It's, you know, there's big fights out there that can be made. Exactly the same with you guys. There's loads of good opportunities, but we're struggling, aren't we? We're all struggling.
100%, mate. And you know what? I didn't know all of that stuff. Especially, all the time. Some of that shocked me. But do you know, if someone had said to me, describe Josh Sandland, I'd say big, tough, loves the scrap. He's into, you know, he's a big, stubborn lad, fit as a fiddle. But mentally, it sounds like that were a tough period leaving rugby.
Yeah, I found it hard, because obviously, you know, my dad and my uncles, they played rugby from being a kid. My brother captained Great Britain when he were in under-18s. You know, when you look at a CV from rugby and stuff like that, we've done really well. You know, I played at an high level. I was 16 playing in Wakefield in reserves.
And your mum
playing against men.
Your mum's side's talented rugby family, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that I've been brought up a very aggressive way. I'm not saying it any, but that's the way we were brought up. You know, my dad's very aggressive. My uncle's the same, and you know, and it's me and my brother used to fight all the time. It's just one of those things, you know. It's very hard, but we've just got. I just thought, if I just keep going, something will come. It hasn't come as so far. I don't get sponsors. I'm crap on social media. I've got, you know, quite a lot of people helping me out and behind the scenes, which people don't know. And it's really hard. I'm dyslexic, so I struggle to read and write. But I've got my own business, you know. I've set it all up. My missus has helped me out massively. And, you know, it's hard. Life is hard, mate. Very hard. You know, people think that it's easy, and it's not. But you just got to keep going, haven't we? That's all I see it as. You know, it is hard.
What keeps you going? What's your driving force?
It's just success, or somebody to recognise me, and you know, and I mean, I'm not body beautiful in any respect. I mean, I've had it all my career, all my life. I've always been a big fella, you know. But people who know me know how fit I am. For a big lad, I mean, I can run all day. I can graft all day. It doesn't matter. It's just a desire to be somebody, I think, or not just to be somebody, to recognise how much hard work I've put in, and people don't realise that. Like, I look now on social media, and lads who I know that signing with, like, even in pro ranks of rugby, they're signing massive contracts that I've played against, and you'll do the same, Luke. It's exactly the same. You'll have played with players and you thought, well, I think I'm better than him, or if not, I could have matched him, given a full-time contract. I've always been part-time. No one's ever given me that opportunity, which I crave for. I mean, even in the professional ranks, I'm part-time. I work full-time. Then I go and box and train and stuff like that. And I don't think people realise how hard it is just to do that. Especially when you get home and you sit with kids and missus has cooked your tea, you just think, bollocks that. But I get up, no, I'm going. If I don't go now, I won't go. So I've got to run. I've got to do something, because you know yourself, once you sit down, forget it. You don't want to get up because you've worked all day and it's hard, you know.
That what got me is when your fight. What was the competition called again? That you did?
Yeah, well, Ultimate Boxer 6. I mean, there they go again. I'd like to thank Ultimate Boxer for giving me opportunity, but I got no recognition. I mean, the people who saw me fight and stuff like that. But I got no recognition off that. In the boxing world news, I actually fought the favourite, which were Kamal Savowski. Alone on his fitness, I think if he'd have beat me, he'd have gone all the way because he's a very, very tough customer, fit as hell like me. Beat him straight away. Bennett, very tough fight, got knocked down a couple of times, got up and I think if it had been a couple more rounds, I'd have beat him. I only had a short time to win, so it would it's like a sprint. And the big guys always seem to benefit more from the short rounds. I like to take them in deep water and drown them because I know if I can get them past 3 or 4 rounds, they're in a hell of a lot of trouble.
But what impressed me so much in that fight were you took them down, and the heart that you had, you could just see how much you wanted it. And like you said, mate, in that first,
we're absolutely fantastic. To when I watch it back, I still get goosebumps now. And a lot of people message me and they were proud of me and stuff like that. And people want to see a fight, and that's what I hope that I bring. And you do get knocked down. Life's exactly the same. You've just got to keep going forward. There's no worse than they couldn't live in my shoes. A lot of people. And that it's quite of a weird thing to say because they couldn't do it on a day. If somebody filmed me on a day-to-day basis of what I do through the week, they'd think I were nuts. With the work and obviously the training, they won't believe it, especially how big I am as well. They'd probably just think, he couldn't do this or he couldn't do that. But it's the way I've been brought up and it's like old fashioned, and it's old style sort of training and stuff. I don't believe in a lot of new stuff.
It's interesting about the old fashioned. I know your dad and your uncles, and there's a lot of that old school mentality. And obviously some of the stuff we do about getting guys talking and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I imagine for you and I could see in your eyes that time when rugby just knocked down. I've been there. I know it's like when you get foot in that door, you go in and it just feels like someone smashes you in the face with it. And the hard thing about rugby when that door closed is it's not up to you to open it again. So you can go train your house down, you can play well every game. It's still someone with key in it. It's a coach that comes in and goes, actually, it's not for me. What's the biggest mental challenge you've gone through? Because what's the biggest mental challenge? Because I imagine with your dad and that, in past it, they've been, get on with it, come on, don't be soft, all that type of old school stigmas, wasn't it?
It were actually right funny, that the most mental challenge when I knew my rugby career were over, and I got really upset, and my dad just went, well, I don't understand what you're getting upset. You can achieve what you want in life, I look back now and I listen to it, but I broke my forearm. I went and played back at Ovenden, where my dad played, my brother played, and obviously you played as well as a kid.
Yeah.
And it was like first 5 minutes into the game, and I was playing with my brother at the time, so I was right up for it and that. And I snapped my forearm in the first 5 minutes, and I thought, I'll just play on, I'll be all right. And I looked at my arm, and it had a massive indentation into my arm. Anyway, I come off and I sat in the changing rooms in Ovenden Club that's obviously knocked down now, and I just said, it's over, that's it, it's finished now. I've had enough. I don't want no more of this. And my dad says, what's the matter with you? You can do it, And I just said, look, I've had enough. I don't want to do it anymore. I did everything I could, Luke. There was nothing anymore I could have done to impress anybody. I won't play it here at under 18s. I got selected for under 19s at Yorkshire when I was 16-year-old. I shouldn't have even been playing. Gary Schofield picked me. I couldn't have done any more in what I'd done. I signed a professional contract when I was 16. I couldn't have knocked on any more doors. I met an agent called Martin Shuttleworth, and he said, I can get you in at a club. And he come back half an hour later and he says, what the fuck have you done? He said, you must have done something wrong. He said, because they blacklisted your name as Huddersfield. And I knew from that point, if an agent couldn't get me a job, that was it. But I don't have any remorse for Huddersfield or Wakefield or anything like that. Listen, they didn't want me, and that's fine. But it's just what they don't realise is in life, like as kids, we get thrown so much stuff, don't we? Like you will have done at Leeds. you'll feel of invincible, Luke, don't you? Because you think, friggin' hell, I'm in first team here at Leeds. I would say I'm a professional rugby player, and that's what I signed, a professional contract. So you do think that, but I had no trade, Luke. I had nothing. So all I was banking on is being a rugby player. So I put everything into it to become that, and I didn't achieve it, which I ain't bothered about. But I didn't achieve it. So when it were too late and everything had gone, I'd passed all them years and not done a trade. So I had nothing to fall back on apart from me working in dead-end jobs, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
It's not in me to work in dead-end jobs. I want to make something of myself. So I had to go back to college. I had to learn how to do stuff. I paid thousands of pounds, which I had to save up for to make something and start up my own business. And it's hard. I was thinking, I can't do this. My girlfriend, she said, if you don't leave this job, you won't make it to 30. I was working nights. I was 21-year-old working nights in a steel factory. I was working Friday night, and I started at 10 o'clock in the afternoon till 6 o'clock in the morning. Who would do that at 21-year-old? I know lads now that don't work at 18, 16, 17. They don't want to work.
No, that mentality's gone. But I guess that's probably set you up well for your boxing, on it, having that.
Yeah, of course it has. And boxing's never been the best for me. And I'll be honest with you, Luke, every club I went to in Halifax, you're too small, you're too fat, you're not good enough, you know, do it. Went to Halifax Boxing Club, they didn't want to know. Went to Hebden Bridge Boxing Club, they tried and it didn't really work out as much. But I wouldn't say, I just say thank you for giving me a chance and trying to do something. But if my face didn't fit at the time, then fair enough.
Yeah.
Went and met a bloke called John Cassidy who had the start at bottom of Ploughcroft, you know, across from Ploughcroft Hill. And he said, run up that hill 3 times. I've run up it 3 times, come back down. He went, run up it again, come back down. And he went, Jesus, you're pretty fit for a big lad. And he went, I'll give you a shot. I'll get you a fight tomorrow. And that's all I wanted, an opportunity to do so, which when I did, he just went, I can't believe how, you know, he loved it, did John. And his last actual, when the club closed, that was my last actual fight. I won the Yorkshire heavyweight belt for him.
Really?
Yeah, so, and then the club struggled that much and stuff, it folded, but I actually won the belt for him.
That's massive.
You know, so it was brilliant. And then I struggled to get other fights in the amateur to get a bit more, obviously, experience, because obviously I didn't have much experience in the boxing world. And in that struggled every fight. There were a lot of fights that I turned up and they'd drop out, or I'd go down and times were wrong and stuff. And it was just, I just had a chat with Mick Helliwell and John and that, and he just says, "Go pro, you'll do all right." And then same again, first pro fight, you're going to get hammered. Beat a kid 4-0. Second fight, bloke 10-0. Beat him on my second fight. Beat him with Anthony Joshua, world champion. He were actually champion in London and stuff like that. So people had struggled with him. ABA champion, finalist, or something like that. He were. Beat him over 6 rounds.
No way.
Right.
No, you just don't get any recognition, and still to this day, I don't understand what people can't see.
I think sometimes recognition needs to come from within, doesn't it? Because to me, I don't know about you, Andy, but you know, Yorkshire champion at amateur, you've done more than most people would have wanted to, would be proud to achieve. All your pros, stuff that you did, you know, the political side of professional sports is hard for a lot of people. But to me, it sounds like you've smashed the rugby. You got as far as it were allowed, and then you've gone into boxing. And I wouldn't say that's a career, even if it ended tomorrow, that it'd be one to be ashamed of. Yorkshire champion, winning your pro boxers. You know, you've got to have some knackers just to get in ring as it is. Never mind. Actually,
it's very hard, especially with 2 little kids. You know, I've got one at 2-year-old and one at he's nearly 1 now. And obviously I want more kids, and my girlfriend, she's brilliant. She supports me all the way through, and you know, she never moans, and I don't hardly see kids as much, and I've got a couple of houses as well, and you know, I've tried to invest my money into houses to make a bit of money and stuff. I'm not rich, you know what I mean, by any means, but I just try to do the best I can. and hopefully something will come of it.
Sounds like
Is that every single piece of adversity you've come across, you've not let that define you. You've not let that be the full stop. You've turned around and gone, right, well, if that's not moving, I'll move on to something else. If that's not happening, I'll move on to something else. You know, it'd be so easy for some kind of situation when your amateur boxing club falls to go, oh, well, you know, what do I do next? But you've gone out there and smashed it. And like I said, I think that's the key message, personally.
100%. You know, and you can look at the negative side of it, in essence, about, you know, the people that blocked you. But if, for example, rugby wouldn't have done what it did to you, you might never have been a boxer. You might never have been able to test that.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And then it's like, who's that going to make you as a man, as a dad, as a businessman? You know? And time out there for everyone. And like you said, I've played with players who have been on 80, 100 grand a year, and they've left the game with not a trade and actually are now doing nothing, which is mad. And these are people with grand final rings, and yeah, they've got no jobs, no note now. So
scary, isn't it?
Yeah, so you want to look at, you know, in essence, and think, fucking hell, done good here, really good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean the support I've had through stuff. I mean, it's not going, you know, there's always hurdles through everything in anything. You know, I've been injured. I were in hospital not so long back, and my missus just says, "What the hell are you doing?" I just said, "Listen, it's just a setback. I'll be all right," you know. And it's just one of those things, and people don't see that sort of stuff to you. We've just got to keep going. It's hard, mate. Everything. All I do is just. A lot of people are scared to get out of bed in the morning, aren't they?
Yep.
You know, I'll be and this is another thing going back to like the criminal sort of stuff now, where you get young kids carrying knives and stuff like that. I've been brought up in a different sort of era to that sort of thing. If you can't settle it with your fists, or you can't speak to people, like my little boy is 2-year-old, and you've never seen manners on a kid in your life, honest to God. And if he doesn't say please, I don't even have to tell him to say please or thank you. It's respect at the end of the day, and respect goes a long way in anything. You can be the hardest man in the world, but if you come across nice and, you know, you're not clever or like that, people know what you're about. You know yourself, Luke. People talk, don't they? Oh, he can fight. Leave him alone. He can. But it's about coming across right as well. Just be polite. I don't understand why people are so hard, and everyone wants to make a name for themselves now. And it's just daft. The world's gone nuts to me. I think sometimes I do, honestly.
People are driven by ego now, aren't they? And it's especially these young kids with this Instagram world of, you know,
it's hard, mate. Yeah, because they're all on it, aren't they? They're all on. I mean, I'm on social media, and they're all trying to be millionaires. And listen, I am. I want to be a millionaire. Do you think I want to work? This is what I work for, so my kids will be comfortable in life, exactly the same as what you'll do, Luke. You want your kids and your family and everything when we go, or if they go first, to everything to be okay. So we're not worrying about money, and we're not panicking about, oh, listen, I totally understand that. But it's like a lottery. If I walk away from boxing now, I know in my heart that I've given it 110%. I can't do any more unless they give me that opportunity to do more, which is to go full time. I can't do any more. There's no more I can do. I get up in the morning, I go running. I go to work all day. I come home, and when the gyms are open, I go to the gym at night. I can't do any more. There's no more I can do. I've never done weights. I'm not a big fan of them anyway. I just like to keep myself fit. There's no much more you can do, and if it comes, it comes. If it don't, Luke, it don't. I've sparred with Chisora, I've sparred with Dillian White, I've been in with Martin Bacola. He's ranked massive in thingamies. I've been asked to do a lot of stuff, and I do appreciate it. It's like you guys getting me on. I appreciate it because it means that people are actually watching me and thinking, well, let's get him on. You know, he's a good lad and he can do it. And I respect anybody that tries to help me out. I do. It's, you know, I thank anybody that does.
I think a lot of people listening, it's definitely different to everyone we've had on this podcast has been different. And I think that, like Andy said before, the message with you is even there. As long as you can leave any scenario, you know, a lot of guys will attend our clubs might be from a relationship breakdown, losing a job, losing a loved one. But I think the message I keep getting from you is, as long as you can get 110%, look yourself in the mirror and know that what you've done is tried your best. No else really matters, does it? You don't get.
No, because listen, we've all got family, haven't we? I mean, listen, I'll tell you now, my family is painful, mate, and they'll laugh at me. We even just watching back, they laugh. My dad's mental. You know me, dad. He's absolutely crackers. But at the end of the day, you can always talk to them. They're adult people. You know what I mean? You can always say to them, look, I'm struggling a bit here. And, well, what's the matter with you? You know?
Yeah.
But we can all talk, can't we? You know what I mean? And I have struggled through life from being a kid as well with a lot of stuff. Everybody has. Just keep going at it. And if it don't work out, who gives a shit?
And it must
tried it.
Your dad and your uncles, it's for anyone who, like, in where we live in Halifax, this could go on. You know, Josh's, family are notorious hard men, weren't they? Your dad's an hard man, isn't he? Like, he always has been.
Yeah.
Oh, big Gordon. My first thing with Gordon was grip on shoulder, and he still takes piss out of me now. I'll kill you. 8-year-old edgy back grip, you couldn't handle it. He's 28. And I saw him in town not long ago, and he had a bit of banter with me about the charity because, we live in a small town, and everyone thinks I have money for this, and I've told it. No matter how many times I say it, people still think I do. I don't know how many times I can say it, Andy. Can I?
Until you believe it.
Prove as accounts.
Yeah, but this is another thing. This is another thing, Luke, and I'm not being offensive by any. If you make money off it, who gives a shit? If you can save one life or help somebody? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've been brought up differently, so my mentality is strong, very, very strong, and it's not. I don't find it a sign of weakness or anything like that, but it's just the way I've been brought up. I'm not a massive believer in a lot of stuff, and I believe that what happens in life happens for a reason, and a lot of stuff's happened and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? But if people just, I mean, they don't even talk to people. You walk down. This is why I'm emigrating to Australia, right? And me and my missus went at Christmas, and we're really trying to go. And we walked down the street, and every single person I walked past spoke to us.
Yeah.
They all said, good day, good morning, anything like that. You walk down the street where we're from, and nobody ever looks at you or speaks to you. And if you did look at somebody, they think you're trying to attack them or say something to them funny. Kids at same now, you can't say out to kids. They look at you with a dirty look like they're going to kill you or stab you. You just can't. It's just completely, the world that we're living in now is just not right. I don't understand why people are like that. I don't want to bring my kids up here, Luke. That's an horrible thing to say because I loved it. I love it here. I'll miss my family like mad. But it's my future and my kids' future and stuff that we're trying to benefit from, and that'll be another hurdle I'll have to go over.
That's what we're trying to change, I guess. Where it's okay to talk. It's not even just about getting guys talking. It's just literally about creating better human beings. So when people are walking down, they can say, "How are you doing? You all right?" People chatting in lifts or buses or wherever it may be, so people don't look at someone and go, "They're weird having a chat." Which is nicely actually, Andy, to run in a little AMC. Let Josh have an experience of what one is.
Yeah, we do this every single podcast, mate. It's just a little bit of an insight for those people that are maybe not aware of what Andy's Man Club's about, just to show people what it is that we do. So we'll start, as we always do, with how's your week been? My week this week has been, I keep saying this, but it's true that it's pretty solid. I've given myself some decent foundation. I spoke on one of our other podcasts about a month or so ago now about putting routine in, and I think I'd allowed that routine to fall. I think it sort of got to a week where my little lad was on half term from school, which basically meant we just didn't do any schoolwork with him at home. And as a result, I sort of went, oh, well, if he's not doing any schoolwork, we can lie in for a bit. We can, and I'll let my routine go out the window. And I think that affected me more than I expected it to be honest with you. So I've made sure that I've been building back my routine the last couple of weeks and stuff like that. So as a result of that, I've had a pretty good week. By yourself, Luke, how's your week been?
Good overall. Do you know, like everyone, you know, owns businesses or runs organisations, there's loads of uncertainty, but hopefully this week I've got some things happening which will be good, which will put some stuff in place. Mrs. is heading back to work soon, so she's looking forward to that, to opening her business. So yeah, lots happening. Got some big ideas for AMC. Found out some stuff today, Andy, in clearing my office out. Some feedback sheets that you all did. So I'm going to test you all when you're back soon to see if you've worked on any of that stuff. So yeah, mate, all good at my end.
Keeps us on his toes, this boy. What about yourself, Josh? How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right. Just same routine all the time. Very structured what I do. My missus is still working, and I've had a tenant in one of my houses that's trashed the house, so I've got to do that now to get it rented out again. And you know, it's just hard work, but I'll get it sorted. So obviously, I know what I'm doing with houses now, so I'll get it all sorted, renovated, ready to go again. I've got a good little team around me. Yeah, work's busy. I can't moan at it. A lot of people are wanting to work. Kids are fantastic. So yeah, everything's good on this end.
That tenant obviously didn't know that, you know, the rule book, did they? You don't upset a pro boxer. You know what I mean?
No, but they do, don't they? They're not bothered nowadays, are they?
Oh, they do not care, do they? That's that respect thing. There is no respect for a lot of people these days.
Yeah, definitely. Question number 2 then is, what's one positive from your week? Positive from my week sort of stemmed from question 1, really, and it's been seeing, well, the sort of time that I've been able to sort of spend with my little lad as part of the routine that we've now put together. I think he's benefited from that, and I've benefited from that in turn. You know, because obviously it's one of them things, if your kids are happy, you're happy, aren't you? So yeah, building back that routine and putting some more structure in his time, and the benefit that he's getting off it sort of feeding into me. So positive from your week, Luke, please.
I get up early with little baby every morning. I don't mind getting up early. One day I think I said to Mrs. about her getting up. She said, "Yeah, I don't mind at all, anytime. But you got to get up at night. Then if I'm getting up in the morning," and I was like, "She's fucking having me on it. She shouldn't even get up at night with baby. Baby never wakes up." So one night I was like, "You know what? I'm not even having a deep sleep. I'm going to listen out. This fucker don't wake up ever. Right? She might get up once or twice, and that's it." And we're splitting that, and must have been 4, 5, 6 times. And I was like, wow. So, but there's so much she does in the morning with Mrs. She'll go get baby about 5:30, 4:45. She'll bring her in bed with us, and she'll lay on her mum for a little bit, and as soon as she remembers I'm there, she flips around, and then she just giggles, and a giggle I couldn't think of a better way to start day, because other 2 are a bit older now. Got a stepson who's like 10. He comes downstairs morning. Other little girl, she's gone, like, she just can't be arsed with her, so she didn't really sell when she comes in. But the little baby, the giggle and smile she does when she as soon as she wakes up, I'm alive, man. That's my positive, just seeing her in the morning doing that.
Love it. Josh, one positive from your week, mate, please.
Yeah, same, mate. When you've got kids, they love it, don't they? Just to see them smile. You know, I'd die for my kids, mate. They're absolutely fantastic. You know, our lass does everything. She's really good. I mean, I don't have to get up, Luke. I've got a good one. But honestly, no, I don't. Honest to God, she works hard, and I work hard as well. But she just does everything with kids. Like, I don't know how they do it. When she was pregnant with Ronnie, Lenny were terrible. He's only just started sleeping through, and he's 2.
Oh.
And like now, they're both sleeping through. They've got their own bedrooms now, so they're all sleeping through till about 6. But once I'm up, I get up at 4:30, and that's it. I'm gone. I get up at 4:30, get gone, and then come back, and then they're awake. And then it's just to see them smile, and because they're getting to that age now, they want to come to work with me and stuff. I'm like, you can't. He's going, I want to come help you tile and stuff, and you can't. But just to see them smile, mate, it's the best thing in the world. The kid, honestly, brilliant.
Love that.
I got back from doing Andy's Man Club last night, just as my little boy was going to bed, and somebody just sent me, you know, like the lads' WhatsApp videos, and I just happened to look at it as I was sending it to bed, and it was this video of a baby being filmed from the back, farting, and you could see literal shit bubbling out of this nappy. And I started to giggle. So Ben turned around to me and just went, "Dad, what are you looking at?" And I just thought, I'm showing him. And he looked at it, and the laugh that he let out was brilliant. And I got a bollocking for winding him up just before bed, but that was it. Yeah, like you said, the laugh and, you know, everything like that, I just loved it. So, question number 3, is there anything you need to get off your chest? I'm pretty fortunate, with a good position at the moment. You what, mate?
You've been all right for the last few podcasts. I want at least a positive offload off you then.
Positive offload?
You've been good.
I'm still cycling. I'm keeping it up. I'm going for it. I'm not letting my previous mindset take over me. We keep myself accountable and keep saying it and keep, you know, making sure that it's out there somewhere so that somebody will turn around to me when this comes out and says, "Oh, you're still cycling?" And I can actually say yeah and not turn around and go, "Oh, well, you know, we filmed that a few weeks ago or whatever," and I'm going to make sure that I'm still accountable and that I'm getting out there and cycling. So yeah, I'm feel a bit of a fraud saying that when Josh is saying that he gets up at 4:30 and goes out running and all the rest of it, but
you know. My offload would be, I've been clearing out my office, and I found this thing that I did years ago with Calm Zone, and it probably came at a time that I needed it. Last few podcasts I spoke about, I've done quite a lot, and these last few weeks, I don't know if it's lockdown that's done it, been just wondering about where I'm going and what I'm doing. And I got this, it's a quote that I'd done, I spoke to Calm Zone, this magazine, and it had said, "Success to me is the number of people's lives that you can impact in your time here." And I just found that at a time, you know, Andy, that I probably needed that little bit of a reminder, because money's important and all that stuff. And in some businesses I've done well, some I haven't. And I think there's never really an amount of money eventually that makes you happy. Like we've all just said there, a positive from us week one, how much money we got paid, or it was literally about us kids, right? And that's what you try to be. So I think when I say about success and impacting people's lives, that might not even be, you know, the wider community like what Andy's Man Club's doing. That might be just like me with my stepson or my 2 daughters and what impact I can have on them, or what impact we can have with this podcast. And I think that there is probably going to go up on my office wall because it just reminded me about why I do everything that I do. And I touched on it earlier with Josh, and he's from this small town and that I'm from. And rumours, you know, people often say that as like a backup, like if you did get paid, it doesn't matter. Meaning, usually, I still think you get paid. So I'm going to be nice and say that. Where when you do,
well, if you're getting paid, sponsor me.
when you do something that you genuinely care about, you can't put a figure on it. Like genuinely, someone I won't ever want to work for it. And I think doing these podcasts, these last few episodes we've done, speaking to yourself and other people, getting people from a variety of backgrounds, because there'll be some guy watching now at home or watch what you've said, and he's like, he'll go, "Do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to get out for a run. That might help me through it. I'm going to go, and do you know what? I'm in a job now where I just keep getting door shut. You know, but at least I can leave this job knowing that I've given it 110%, rather than that door getting slammed and him slipping into depression." So all these things we're doing, these platforms are giving people, whether it even helps you, someone watching. I've already got a job for you. I need my bathroom tiling, so I'll speak to you about that in the next bit.
It'll cost you some that though, mate.
So yeah, it's. I just love it. I love it. So it's a positive offload this time.
Nice. Anything from yourself, Josh? Positive or anything you've been carrying about that you might need to share?
No, mate. You just got to keep going, haven't we? Just keep plodding away. You know, it's just one of those things. That's what life is. It'll just keep beating you down if you let it, and you've just got to change. If you're not happy the way stuff are, you just got to change it. I've done everything known to man. You know what I mean? And I've tried every, like Luke said there. He's had businesses. I've struggled. I've worked for companies and I didn't want to work for, and people telling me what to do. And like probably for the first time in my life, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I get up. I enjoy my work.
Good.
I enjoy my training. I enjoy my boxing. So I'm happy. I'm really happy. Kids are all right, and Mrs. is happy. So I'm happy. You know what I mean? So it's all good from me now.
Cool.
Love that. Right. Question number 4. For those who don't know, question numbers 4 and 5 change every single week. And question number 4 this week is, when was the last time you were truly proud of yourself and why? I'm going to take an answer that somebody said in one of our sessions a couple of weeks, actually, that I've given some thought to. there's a portion of time in every single day that I'm proud of something that I've either done that day or something that I'm looking back on, or, you know, something like that. So there is a sense of pride every single day from something that I do. Obviously, I get an enormous amount of satisfaction out of my job and my work. I love doing what I do and seeing the benefits that it has on people and the, you know, the positions that people can get themselves in should they choose to, all the rest of it. I get an enormous amount of satisfaction out of being a dad. I get an enormous amount of satisfaction out of being a husband. My missus will probably tell you that I don't show it, but, you know. But, yeah, there's a portion of myself that's proud of myself every single day for something. And we say it quite a lot in Andy's Man Club as well. Sometimes it's about finding those little victories. And if those little things are something that I can look at myself and go, yeah, do you know what? I am actually quite proud of who I am. I you know, proud of something that I've achieved. So, anything from yourself, Luke? Last time you were truly proud of yourself, and why?
I think last time I ever got asked how proud, I said the one that I'm proud of, because being from a professional background, as Josh will know, sport-wise, you win a fight or you win a rugby game, and then you're on to the next game. You know, you can't let it all go to your head. And I think as much as people on social media might think, yeah, I've changed, I've never have. Like, I'll pick my mate up I've not seen in years of a day, and I turn up in my shitty shorts like I'm wearing now, my t-shirt, and he just says, fucking, no matter how big anything's ever got, you just say, old Ambler, aren't you? And you're in your fucking van helping me move some stuff out of an office, and that'll always be. And that was one thing that I was sort of like, we're proud of. Like, I was like, fuck. And he actually said, like, to other people, you might go meet Prince Charles and do all that big shit, and he might all look amazing, but I know that you're still just Ambler. Like, and that's why I can fucking give it you, like, now when we start talking. And that was one. And the other one, like, which were what just got me, I told you I've been cleaning my office today, which is going through loads of old shit. And I found out a goals book. I'd been writing goals down, and it was about my business, my speaking business. I was just debating whether I quit rugby, whether I could dare have the balls to quit and go all in and give speaking a go and chance it. And, you know, looking back now from what I've ended up doing in the last 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, going all over world, Madrid thing, that is something that I took a lot from. And I thought, like, whatever I crack on and do, speaking won't be around for a while now because of COVID. But when they start in those big crowds and I'm back doing what I love, yeah, I'll be proud that knowing where I came from to be able to do what I do now is a big one.
Fantastic. Love that. Josh, last time you were proud of yourself, mate?
Just getting out of bed every day, mate. Really, it's you know, just to keep going in life. You know, it's very. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. I've achieved some great stuff. I've achieved some really bad stuff as well. You know, and my boxing, I'm always. For me, with the boxing, it's more to. With my coach, and I always say to him when I go out, Mick, I always say to him, you know, you mean a lot to me, you know, I owe you one. And he goes, shut up, what are you on about? But they do, and I do it for them. I do it to him. I'll go to win for them. I don't. For me, I'm as long as they're proud of me and they're happy with what I'm doing, I'm happy. We've all got that certain person that we look up to in life, and you know, some may go early, some may stick around a lot longer than others, but you know, they'll always be there. And always, I mean, I ring. He's 64-year-old. I always ring him. He's like my best mate, and I always ask him how he's doing and all that, you know, and for life experiences as well. And he's very tough old man, you know. So yeah, it's just it's all good from my end.
Brilliant. Question number 5 then is a quick fire one, and it's what's your goal between now and next week? Now I touched on a little bit about the cycling. The last couple of times I've been out on the bike, we've set this challenge out with it. We're going to do 84k in a week, and I've worked it out that if I do 13k a day, if I do 12 days, I can have a day off, and that still counts because I've done an extra k a day. Yada. I'm going to actually go out and push myself a little bit more and make sure that I'm actually getting up to 15. And, you know, push myself to actually go. Obviously, I'm not doing bare minimum because I'm doing that 1 extra K, but what's 1 extra K when I can do 5 extra K or, you know, 4 extra K or whatever it is. So I'm going to push myself to actually achieve a little bit more and cover more of a distance. Like I said, I feel like, you know, I'm talking to 2 professional athletes and I'm talking about doing an extra couple of K on my bike, but it's what's relevant to me, innit? So, Luke,
I'm ex-professional, mate. So I'm in fat retired bracket.
Yeah, I'm ex in one sport, I know.
Fat retired bracket, mate. Mate, I'm on that journey with you with the cycling. I think it's good cause, just that community with what's going on. So I'm definitely involved with that. My goal is probably reading. I need to get back reading. I've got a book sat here in front of me, and I like reading. It's just something that unwinds me. So I'm going to get some reading done and just feed the mind, just to get some of that done, and so I can start developing some of the online stuff that I'm doing. So
Nice.
yeah, man, get a book out. So hopefully keep me accountable, and I'll read at least a chapter.
No worries. I'll text you later and find out how far you've got through it.
Yeah.
Josh, have you got a target between now and next week, mate?
Just keep picking stuff up more on me running and a bit more training. Not much, because there's not much we can do at the moment. But I've got stuff sorted out now with house and that. I've done most I can what I've done, and just waiting for people to get organised and stuff. So no, just pick my training up really a bit, and just test myself a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the end of AMC. That's how we normally run AMCs all around the country every single Monday night. I think it's a really good insight into what we do, and all of our guests so far have been really on board with that. So thanks to yourself, Josh, as well, because you've been...
No, thank you, lads. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We've got us 3-2-1, haven't we?
3-1.
3-2-1. Before we do us 3-2-1, because of your background, Josh, and what you've been involved with, what have you had an experience with mental health?
I don't know if I had an experience, but I was very low at one time in my life when rugby finished. Yeah, I just... It was right weird. I lived in Ripponden then with my mum. Obviously, my mum and dad split when I was about 13, 14, and she moved up to Ripponden. And at the time, when I finished rugby, I was living with my mum at the time, and I thought I wasn't fit enough, so I went running, and I think I got back 3 hours later. I just went running, and I thought, obviously, I must not be fit enough and stuff. And I got back, and she was like, "Where have you been?" I went, "I've just been running." So obviously, I thought it can't be that. But it was a very low point in my life, because that's what I dreamed of. It would a big... I'd go back and play tomorrow if I got, if I loved it, Luke. It was my life. You know what I mean? You've got to think I was playing rugby when I was 4-year-old. It's a long time, and that's all I knew. And me and my brother used to practice all the time. Used to kick kick over post and passing. He learned me how to pass, spin pass, and everything. And it was mental. And it just comes crashing down, and it's finished like that. And I'd love to play for my hometown, and I really don't understand why I was never given a chance to. And it's very disheartening. It's like, you'll know this, Luke. It's very bitchy, innit? Have you ever noticed that? Like, team sports is think they're your mates, but they're not your mates. Like when I left Huddersfield, I had no mates. Nobody spoke to me from Huddersfield. No, not one person.
100%.
Because I'm not in that. You're not in that clique. And a lot of rugby players will understand this. Oh, you're brilliant. You're doing really well and all this. But behind your back, they're going, "I hate him. He's a wanker," and all this. It's a dog eat dog world, and people want to be successful. So, in that sort of respect, I'm really glad I didn't, because I'd have probably got done for probably cracking a few of them, because that it was very, at the times, they're not nice people, and people aren't nice, mate. I'm not a people person, you know what I mean? I keep myself to myself. It can be an horrible sort of environment, rugby league.
Oh, toxic, so toxic. If you're not in that clique of doing the drugs and drinking all the time, and that type of, you've been in that world, it's like what people do.
I never do drugs. I've never touched them in my life. I'd never dream of doing it. My dad would kill me anyway. Still to this day, I'd probably chin him. I'd probably chin him now. Still.
They don't come for you.
They're knocking at the door now.
We do it like an end called 3-2-1. And the third thing, well, the three thing, Andy, is like 3 positive things you do to keep on top of your mental health, to keep on top of your mindset.
That's to you, Josh.
Just smile and take everything with a pinch of salt. You know, people can say what they want. You're a prick. You're anything. You're horrible to you. Just yeah, all right.
I like that. Is that one? Smile and take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, yeah.
What else you do for yourself?
Just to be happy in yourself, innit? And you know, if you can do one nice thing for somebody or something like that, then yeah, that'll do me. I'm happy with that.
And I guess you're further. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but it must be your routine, because it seems a common theme on people on here when they talk about having a good mindset, good mental health. Is routine, which you seem to be banger.
Yeah, routine's a massive thing. I think it's all embedded in it, routine. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, Luke, I could stop training now, me. And the mental strength and toughness, I'd still believe I can go back and train how I wanted to do within a month. Your mind is such a powerful thing, and you know, you guys will know this more than I, because obviously you're doing more research into that sort of thing. But once I get something in my head, I can't let it go.
Yeah.
And I won't be denied in anything. And
I can relate to it.
A load of people stood outside of me saying, "You won't do this, you won't do that," and I just love proving them wrong.
I love that. Two pieces of advice that you've had that are two good quality pieces of advice in life.
The massive one that I got told, and I still get told now, is never judge a book by its cover, which is an absolute massive one for me as well, because the guys who I fight are absolute units and they always look at me differently. And two, just be yourself. You don't. Why do you want to be somebody that you don't? I don't understand that. I've never understand that. Just be yourself. Be who you are. Why do you want to be somebody that you're not?
Powerful ones, man.
I love that. Don't judge a book by its cover as well. I think it's definitely something that we preach within AMC. Not preach with, but you know, we don't judge people. Full stop. And you know, when you see somebody walk through that door, you don't know what he's coming through that door to share. You don't know what what storm he's going through at that moment in time. So don't ever judge that book by its cover. I love that.
And
it's a massive one, and you know, and when we were kids, I remember my dad used to say to me, he said, "You don't be bothered about the mouthy one. It's the one that's not saying anything. He's the one."
Yeah.
And I tell you now, it's so true. There's people out there that, I mean, I've been in a lot of company with people that, you know, that you wouldn't even dare say hello to because they'd rip your head off and stuff like that. But once you're right and you be right with them and they're polite and that's it. But you just don't know who you're talking to, especially nowadays. You just don't know who you're talking to. I've been threatened loads of times. I mean, you guys say, "Oh, look, he's a professional," but a lot of people don't know who I am. They don't have a clue, you know. I don't know a lot of people are. You know, you don't have a clue, do you? It's just one of those things. But I just like to keep myself to myself and get on with my life. And if trouble comes that way, it comes that way. But if it don't, it don't, you know. I don't want trouble in my life. I've got two beautiful little kids, missus. I don't want any trouble in my life. I want to be left alone.
Exactly. And the number one is what's one skill that people could or should learn? And by skills, I mean things like you've been talking about working hard, resilience, patience, these type of stuff. What's some of the people should be looking at improving in themselves?
Anything really. You can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. I never thought I'd have my own business. And listen, I am really bad at reading and writing, really bad. I remember my first job, I went to price up. I couldn't even measure a room up. I didn't have a clue. I was ringing my pals and saying, what do I do? My uncle had to learn me how to do it properly. And, you know, you'd like to, people laugh, you know, because you think, how the hell would I do it, you know? You just work on stuff, keep practicing. Practice makes perfect.
Love that.
Definitely.
When you come and price my job up, do I need to get your uncle to do it so it's cheap?
No, I'll just get a bigger tape measure for you.
It's been brilliant. I think it's been really good, Andy, don't you?
Definitely. Really good. Thanks, Josh, for coming on.
No, thank you. Honestly, I really appreciate it. It means a lot, this. Thank you, lads. Thank you.
Just a little, we just say it's okay to talk.
Yeah, it's okay to talk.
It's okay to talk.
bad day, dark feelings are back, assaulting your heart with a panic attack. There ain't no shame in feeling depressed. You need to sit down and talk, son, get it off your chest. It's just another bad day, dark feelings are back, assaulting your heart with a panic attack. There ain't no shame in feeling depressed. You need to sit down and talk, son, get it off your chest.